Crystal Edge technology screens. Today we're going to talk about, is your projection screen colorblind? In this demonstration we're going to be using a 720p Christie projector. My projector's model number is an LW400. I think that's what it is. Let me look down it again. Yep, LW400, or actually 401. My fault. LW401. Yeah. I'm thinking about the Christie projector. It gets an LW400 and an LX400. All right, so this projector is 4,000 lumens. It is 720p, and just showing you, we're going to be, and also the screen print we're using is a new technology we developed on the 155 we have upstairs. This is the dark ambient light projection. This is the Gamer Cinema that has that that contrast shifting technology. Man, I had a ball with that last night because watching that screen at 155 inches change over into a dark screen was pretty cool. Anyway, so let's show you exactly what I mean by, is your projection screen colorblind? So I've had people will send me their white projection screen setups, and they'll say, hey, the color looks fantastic. Silver screens, gray screens, the whole 9 yards. You know, because like I said, if you haven't seen anything better, then you're going to think what you have is better. When technically, when I look at your setup, I'm looking at it and I'm going, yeah, you're only getting half your projector. That's it. You're lucky if you're getting any more than that. But at the end of the day, if you're being told to calibrate your projector, well, that's the first red flag showing you that your screen's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Our screens have never, actually, we don't calibrate projectors over here. We never have and never will calibrate a projector. So I got two screens up here. One's white, one's silver, as you can see. Right there, if I walk in front of the projector, this is not the black, that's the black technology over there. This over here is just the gray technology we developed, the shifting and that gamer ability to be able to pull up high bright colors. Beautiful red, isn't it? All right, so let's go over and let me see if I can remember where I put the remote control. Ooh, definitely on hand today. Usually I lose these things. And we're going to do some colors. All right, so let's start off with white, as I like to do the white colors first, to see exactly how high the white levels are coming up.
All right, it's a little longer.
I eat healthy to feel my routine.
There you are. And some people really believe that the higher the white colors are, the higher the white levels are, the better the picture's going to look. No, your picture's going to get really, really bad real quick. You're actually acting the same way a white screen is going to react. White screen is going to pull tremendously high white levels, but everything else underneath that is going to fade. Color, contrast is just going to go right out the window. So if you're pulling up a very high white level, that's the first sign you can't see color. All right, so let's go to a slow. So slow is going to constantly change the color out at will, which means the two screens in the middle are supposed to change with the largest screen. If they're still maintaining the same color, as in that faded color you're seeing right now, that's what your projector is seeing. So every time you watch a movie or a football game or anything else you do, that's the color that you're picking up. This is why you have to darken your environment, because that's going to affect your screen's color. This is why you have to calibrate your projector, because that's going to affect your screen's color. This is why your environment's going to look the way it looks like a bat cave. I can do some of those different environments. Oh, there you are. I was wondering where you went out today. So your screen is supposed to maintain different colors, and it's not supposed to wash out. That's why we use the 106 from corner to corner. You're supposed to be to see that color pop up. And we're only at 720p. We're not using the 1080p Christie projector. We're just using the 720p projector at only 4,000 lumens. You can't pick up at 4,000. You're not picking up at 5. And you're definitely not picking up at 1,000. All right, so you can see you can't pick up any color. Let's come over here. Let's see right here. Let's change this out. So if you can't pick up color, that means you can't see contrast either. So let's see. First, let's go over here real quick. I'm going to check this out real quick. This is why I show you solid colors first. So that way you can see exactly what you're getting. If our technology wasn't there, and we just had one of these screens up on this 106 inch, you know what I mean? You'd probably think it was pulling off amazing color, but it's just not. You're just not getting the picture. So that's why I show you the solid reds first. So now you see what it looks like. This is what your image is supposed to look like in your environment. You're supposed to have a jet black, and this is supposed to come up in bright red, and this is supposed to be washed out. So the first minute people start seeing these signs, the first thing they do is either they buy a more expensive projector, or they start dimming the lights in their environment. Guess the only two you have. Or you start calibrating, one or the other. Now, instead of going with a screen paint mix product, I chose to get my hands on two high performance screens. These are high performance screens. If these screens can't pull up proper images, then an everyday screen paint mix is not going to do it either. It's not going to have the capability. So this is exactly what you're getting at the end of the day. And I see this, I go to forum sites all the time. And in these forum sites, I look at people's setups and they have the same thing. They either a white screen or they have a high performance silver sitting in there. And every time they show up to any demonstrations, it's the same thing. I can see all the washed out colors. But to them, it looks good.
Can flavor change the world? At McCormick and Company, we know food.
Look how much you're missing from your projector. Mind you, this is an old projector. Some of you people have some really up-to-date, amazing projectors. And it's a shame because you're not even getting exactly what you paid for it. It's almost the equivalence of go buying your projector, letting them slice it in half and say, here, give me all your money. You take half of this because this is all you're going to be able to use. And that's it. That's what you got. Now, because the technology we have here is darker technology, as I said before, that darker technology is the future. These light gray screen paint mixes, no, they're obsolete. And I'm sorry for the certified projection screens that may not like what I got to say. But then again, if you think about it, at the end of the day, they have dark screens. They don't just have all light screens. In their categories, they have a flagship, and their flagship is a dark screen. Dark Star 9, Black Diamond. Daylight screens have dark screens. They have gunmetal screens. So when you go to their showroom or you call them up and you say, hey, look, what's the best you got? They're going to point you to a black screen or a dark screen. They're never going to point you to a light gray screen because a light gray screen is almost equivalent to a white screen. So if the professionals are going to do this that have been in the field probably much longer than I have, and anyone's going to come up there and tell you that a light gray screen paint is going to be able to give you the exact same advantage point as a dark gray screen, complete lie. Look how beautiful my colors are. Mind you, my projector over here, $250 on eBay. 720p. This is a 720p projector I'm using. I can go on eBay with $500, wall off with 3 projectors that nobody else will buy, throw it up against my screen, and blow out high performance screens in a fully lit environment without calibrating. At the end of the day, it's your screen. Nothing wrong with your projector. That's just a knockoff. Other than that, it's your screen. Starfield screensaver.
I have a few skills that can help.
Oh, you know what that's at.
4K aerial screen.
Cancel. Let's try it again. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
I like how she denies it, like they can't find it, and then when I say it again and cancel, they can find it. And again, as I said before, this screen's not black. You see me painted upstairs on 155? That was not a black screen that was being painted up. This screen is kind of a, you'll see it. It's not exactly gray, but it has something, it's gray, but it's a weird gray. I can just put it that way. But anyone who paints one of these things will see that it's not exactly, it's interesting. But see, the thing about this technology, it has a shifting technology that allows it to read a contrast level, even when the projector is under like 4,000 to 1 contrast ratio, which my projector is. And if you looked at this screen, you would think that screen was black. I can lay another black screen against it. They blend in quite well. But at the end of the day, not only is your screen colorblind, but can't see contrast either. This is what you have to appreciate about this color shifting technology that God has blessed us to be able to have. If you people look at the OLED horse, some people don't understand what they look at when they look at the OLED horse display. It's showing multiple shades of black level. The darkest black level is not the horse, it's actually the background. That's the appreciation behind the contrast levels in this demonstration. It's not the horse, it's the background. Look at the background on the demonstration for the OLED horse. It's actually darker than the horse itself. And then as they start to move into showing the horse, you can see the multiple levels of black levels moving back and forth. It's showing multiple shades of black, which this technology can do. And this is the beautiful part right here. If you look at the mane on the horse, it's a different shade of black. The horse is a different combination of shades of black, but the background is super jet black. It's actually blacker than the horse and the mane at the same time. So basically when they're displaying that TV, they're showing exactly that screen can display multiple levels of black levels, which this technology is doing, and it's not even black. There's the colors washing out. Again, colorblind. You're not going to be able to pick up color. So I thought when I did this demonstration, instead of going with a dull gray mix, I decided, because we have our own gray mix too, but we're going with a dull gray mix. I thought I'd go with a high professional silver grade screen. That's the silver grade screen right there. That is a white screen with a 2.0 gain. So just to show you that if you have a gray mix, it's not going to be compared to a silver gray. And if a silver screen can't produce properly against this technology, then your gray product is not going to produce either. Now this next to a silver phoenix, this would crush a silver phoenix with no problem. Because as we displayed when we designed the silver phoenix was developed to beat every other gray screen, and it did. We got the demonstrations to back it up. But can a silver phoenix go toe-to-toe with one of these screens? No. Wouldn't stand a chance against it. And that's my technology I developed. And that's just far more advanced than the stuff we have over here. It couldn't go toe-to-toe next one of a dark technology screen? No. All right, let's go over to, let me see, let's go pop over. We did this one over here, colorblind, this one go over there. Oh, we definitely have to do one of these with this one over here, yeah.
Which credit card could I even be approved for?
Hey, smartphone, open credit.
I like this particular part of the demonstration where it goes from dark. Oh, we got to do this one right here. We definitely have to do this one here. Yeah, this is the reason why you're in the dark, because the minute you turn the lights on, your screen washes out. And I get this all the time from customers. Every time they call me, the first thing they say is, the minute I turn the lights on, I got a good projector and all, I paid good money for it, it's got good specs and all, but the problem I have is the minute I turn the lights on, the screen washes out of me. Color washes out. Contrast level's not picking up. And I got to be subjected to a dark environment to use it. This is 4,000 lumens. And the color's still washed out on the two screens. Let's go over and get some other pretty colors. And you start going over, popping over at ABS forums, and you start talking to people over there, talking about, well, what can I do to fix the problem? You might have to calibrate your projector. Have you ever tried using an ambient light controlled environment? How much light do you have in your environment? Oh, that's when the huge red flags start popping up, because you have to worry about the light in your environment, then you're definitely going to be in the dark. So you get an ultra short throw projector designed for a TV setup, and you're sitting in the dark? Are you kidding me? Well, let's get rid of the ultra short throw, get a long throw, darken your walls, and just turn into a dedicated theater room, because that's pretty much where you're hitting. And even that dedicated theater, and even if you're in the dark, you're still not pulling out proper color. Which we did that on the motorized projection screen downstairs. All right, so usually when I do these demonstrations, mainly I'm on a dark black screen, but I keep forgetting the screen is not black. And contrast shifting is beautiful. And you're talking about going against that gamer technology to enhance the color to make it brighter without calibrating? Yeah. There you go. So you think that because I'm from a distance, that's going to change. Some people have accused me of that by saying, hey, because you're at a distance, that's the reason why it looks different. No, we can get right up on top of the screen if you want, and I can show you it's not going to pick up either way. It's just not going to pick up. You can't see color. Your screen is literally blind. This is white, and this is high professional silver. Not gray, high professional silver. The reason why I stand back here, because when you do a demonstration, you're supposed to be this far from the screen. You're not supposed to be sitting up on top of the screen. No one in their right mind is going to be sitting that close to a screen. So you have to be at a distance, at a normal distance where someone's going to be sitting at with a screen. And you should be able to see the difference. If you can't see the difference from here, and you have to be that close up to the screen to see the difference, then there's a problem there. That means that from here, you're not going to be able to tell one from another, which we had that topic. We talked about that before. So I should be able to sit where the projector's sitting, right there, and I should be to see a difference between the two. If you can't see a difference between the two, and you have to be at a finger distance from the screen, then there's a problem there. Because if you have to be that close to see the difference, from here, you're not going to see anything at all. As a matter of fact, when I do my tests, I have to be back the full length of the room, which is around over 18 feet. So from here, I should be able to see the difference between the two screens. And you got to do that in a fully lit environment. We do that on our 1,000 lumens easily. So if someone has to be that close to a screen to show you the difference, yeah, you're not going to be able to see one from another. When you get back 13, 14 feet and you got motion running across the screen, you're not going to be able to see that, especially in the dark. I want to go over to... yeah, this is what I want right here. Switching over to contrast. So you just watch that screen just shift from a bright color right over into contrast that quick, and the other screens don't pick up. Now you'll be able to pick this up nicely. It's bright colors. You won't pick up the color correctly, but you'll be able to pick it up. Because the screen switches over to any form of contrast level, your screen's going to struggle. There you go. I like how it say it and it happens. That's what there's your contrast levels right there. Now, later on in the day, we're going to go back down to the basement. We're going to do that demonstration where I have people come up to me. I've got quite a lot of email from people asking me, so what if my product is darker? What if I have a darker product? Same problem you're going to have, but it's going to be an opposite. You're not going to be able to pick up your white levels correctly. But if you have too much dark in there, what's going to happen is your white levels, colors, all that's going to suffer. Which means when we go down to the motorized screen downstairs, which is the Phoenix Black, and we do that demonstration against the UB, which is a dark, it's a dark UV and a paint-on screen. Well, the paint-on screen is a dark gray, and the UV is a dark gray. The problem with the UV in both screens, on the paint-on screen, when I talked to them, they never made any accusations that the screen could pick up a white level like that. But the UV did make the accusation. So when we go downstairs and we do the demonstration, you'll see we'll show skin tones, bright, beautiful skin tones, and we'll see when it comes to a darker product or mix or screen paint, who's going to pull a higher white level. Because that's one of the things you're going to have to be able to pull when it comes to darker screens. You got to pull that white level. And if your white level doesn't come up correctly and it comes up too dark, it clearly shows that there's something wrong with the product. It can't read white light. But we'll do that later on today. I got some demonstrations to do on that for a company. And we'll just add that in there. Anytime people hear that tear going off in the back, I'm like, oh, he's grabbing a sample sheet from something. So, question, how are you able to pick up a contrast level if your screen can't see contrast to begin with? How's that even possible? Usually, like I said, when I see these demonstrations being done on contrast levels and on color, mostly in the dark. And from the demonstrations that I have seen on people trying to display color in a fully lit environment, like I said, from my eyes, I see things differently. It's a washed out screen. The colors are all washed out. Look how high the white levels are in the technology we have here. The thing about the dark technology we're developing technology that can produce amazing white levels. That can blend into your gray screens, can blend into silver screens, can overtopple white screens. But when it comes to being able to produce that true 100% red, blue, greens, and reds, y'all can't see it. When it comes to producing 100% contrast levels, y'all can't see it. What's the point of going out and getting a 20,000 to 1 or a 30,000 to 1 or a 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio on your projector if you can't even see the color to begin with? Or you got a 12-bit color wheel, you got billions and billions of colors, you'll never see it. Never. That's like somebody trying to watch using a 4K projector on an 8K presentation. You're never going to see it. You'll see, no, you won't see it. There's a huge difference in an 8K projector versus a 4K, a huge difference. Like I said, I did this for the people who need to see it up close. Because I'm like, well, you know, you're too far back. Are you going to be sitting this close to a 106-inch screen? Kidding me? No one's going to be sitting close to a screen this big. I remember the first time I heard about 100 inch. Well, actually, when you think about it, if you've been doing projection for a long time, 100 inch screen really isn't big to you. Now, if you're getting a screen for the first time, and I get customers I talk to that are getting a screen for the first time, 100 inch screen is massive to them because once you get used to it, you're like, I can go bigger because your projector is designed to go around 200 to 300 inches. So you're definitely going to be maxing that out in no time at all. Some people are comfortable with 100 inches, but for me, 100 inches is not a big screen for me. I'm used to being on much, much, much bigger screens. And the bigger you go on your screen, this right here is not a large screen to you anymore. It's considered to me, this is the size of a 50 inch to me. That's how I see it. Because I'm used to being on a much bigger screen. Now that's the 100 inch of an Edgeless by Elite. That's the 126. That's the one I watch in the next room. So when I look at this screen, it's like, it's a small screen. Friends, usually when my buddies check it out, they be like, good gracious, look at the size of the screen. I say, it's not that big. But just imagine there's a big screen because the screen's 4 feet high. Think about it. TV's not even 4 feet high. It's 4 feet by 7 feet. But this is a little bit bigger because this is a 106 and it's an Edgeless. Yeah. But after you've been doing this for a while, man, a 100 inch screen is like, it's not a big screen. I get friends of mine tell me how they're going to be buying a TV. I'm getting this massive, like 70 inch. I'm like, I wouldn't even know what to do with that. Like, honestly, what would I use a 70 inch for? Small screen to me. It's going to be a small screen. I go over there, I used to go over their house and watch TV and they have a 70 inch. I'm like, nice. I wouldn't put down the TV. I like it. Nice TV, beautiful and all, but I'm just used to seeing things on a much larger scale. Go home, I sit down, I click on, I got 150 inch and watching the game on. So I'm used to that. They come over and watch on my screen, they're like, good gracious. But I would never leave this place, man. Like, really? Yeah. And they go home and their screen looks smaller. Then Nebula. I think that happens to everybody. Even if you go to somebody's house and they have a 70 inch, you go home, you got a 50 inch, your screen seems smaller. Everybody goes through that. But in my scale, when I walk through Best Buy and I look at all their TVs on display, no matter how big they are, they're all small to me because I'm used to looking at much bigger screens. So I'll be in there looking at the biggest screen they got in there. They don't have a 90. If you got a 100 inch in their display, that's still considered a small screen to me. You got this massive 100 inch screen. Yeah, nice. Where's your video games at? Not impressed because I've seen bigger. Used to projection. I miss my 180 inch screen. I do miss that screen. That was a big, big screen. Oh, that was a nice screen. Biggest screen I ever had in my house was 200 inches. I had a 200 inch screen. That was the second house I moved into. I had a 200 screen. That thing went from the ceiling to the floor. And if you're from Philadelphia and you know anything about Winfield, that area, those houses over there are big. They have really tall ceilings. Those ceilings go up to like maybe about 9.5, almost near 10 feet. They're big, big houses over there. And I was able to build a screen. My screen was massive. I remember one time, like I said, I had an incident where I was having a panic attack in the kitchen and the paramedics came in. They couldn't even get past the screen because I was watching Angry Bird. I had Angry Bird on pause. When the paramedic came in, Angry Bird was bigger than him. They were just staring like, excuse me, over here? But yeah, that's when I was going through that little area, that little mess I was going through. But yeah, they were just, after everything was done, everybody just I got a chance to calm down and relax and everything. Everything went down back to normal. And I think they spent maybe a good 10, 15 minutes there talking about the screen. Put a couple of demonstrations on them. Then I watch football, a lot of sport fans and stuff like that. And they'll ask me all these questions. Yeah, I do that all the time. That's why I can't wait to basically get a chance to get a showroom where I can show up the screens where people can come in and look at them. And these are the demonstrations we're going to be doing. We're going to have screens that are going to be painted half and half. One side's going to be part gray, one side's going to have our technology. One's going to be white, one's going to have our technology. This is how we're going to be displaying them, inside and out. This is how they're going to be on the showroom. So people can come in and see that, look, these particular screens are obsolete. They're old. The darker technology is where you want to be. That's where the future's at. And believe it or not, a dark slate is darker than this screen. Way darker than this screen. Dark slates can pass off as black screens. The screen is actually gray, but the thing about it, it's kind of a grayish kind of look to it. But it has that that shifting technology that allows you to produce that dark. I love watching this. I always find the videos that I need to have from my ceiling. Every time I go to find the videos from my ceiling, I can never track those down.
Improving quality sleep for sleep will increase your energy and improve your recovery. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is perfect for active couples. Improving quality sleep is life-changing sleep, only from Sleep Number. We swear to scream the truth.
Let me just get to it, please. That's why you got people that come on YouTube and sit there and say, oh, well, darker screens can't do this and that. People in the industry just laugh at them. We don't really pay them no mind. We just laugh at them because they don't know anything about dark technology. That was the case. DMP supernovas, these darker screens that they developed, wouldn't be able to pick up any white light. Of course, they use that kind of reflective surface, which I'm not a big fan of, but it still picks up white light at the end of the day. And the same individuals, well, there's only one individual, I don't see anybody else doing it, who claims that darker screens can't pick up. The UV doesn't pick up jack. I mean, it doesn't pick up any form of white light at all. Nothing. Which we'll be displaying that today on the Phoenix downstairs, which is a jet black screen on white levels only. We're not even going to use contrast in that demonstration, just white levels. And I'll show you where it's not going to pick up nothing at all. Can't see white light. Now, for those of you who want to get in the field of developing this stuff, well, it gets a little tricky. If you make the screen too dark, then the problem you're going to have is the fact that if it can't see white light, then everything else is going to suffer. White levels, we'll display that downstairs when I show you what happens if you make a screen paint too dark, what happens, how it reacts. Well, one of the things I could possibly tell you without giving out too much information, pretty much it's going to be a balance. Your white levels can't be too high. I can't say you can't make the product. You don't have the technology we have. We have technology that can make black screens see white light. So that's going to be a struggle because you're going to have to get a dark screen. The darker the screen, that means that the color is going to drop. That means white levels are going to drop. And if you put something in it to try to boost white levels, then that means contrast is going to start dropping like rapidly and colors are going to start dropping like rapidly. You're going to have to find that perfect in-between spot. And even if you do, we're able to figure out exactly what the in-between spot is. Now you're going to have to test it. You're going to have to put it through some brutal testing, which means you're going to have to put it against 18 certified projection screens. You're going to have to in order to get your credibility for your product. 18 certified screens you're going to have to go through. And this is not picking out screens that are going to blend in with your screen. You're going to pick out screens that are going to be lighter than your screens, screens that may be darker than your screens. There are going to be different calibers of gain, and all different forms of these screens have different forms of performance levels that react on different ways. And once you get that figured out, then you're going to have to work it on different caliber projectors. How's it work on ultra short throw? How's it work on long throw or short throw projectors? At distance throw, can your screen still pick up at 22 feet against 3 certified, against 4 certified? Can you still maintain your colors in fully lit environments? Can you pick up outside? What's your viewing angle outside? Can you pick up 190 at a star field outside at a projector at 1,000 lumens at 13 feet back? Consider the fact, the reason why we use that projector is because we know at 1,000 lumens, we're not going to have much to work with by the time it makes it to the screen. That's the whole purpose. So I usually get these emails from time to time where people will go, oh, look, same as yours. Man, look, I got 12 years of testing under my belt. You're going to have to complete at least 5 of them in order to be able to match one of these. It's not enough to show it. You got to back it up, which means you got to do those demonstrations, those tests. Craziest test demonstration I think I've ever did on a blackout cloth material. We actually have a perch or a ledge I built outside my window. We took a 1,000 lumen projector and we stuck it out there in sunlight. So now it's sitting in sunlight, which is killing the lumen count from the door from the minute the projector fires up. And it's going to have to travel through double pane glass and then travel an additional 13 feet and make contact with the screen. That was in the Japanese tea room. I designed that room and still maintain an image and pull off a star field at a 109-degree viewing angle and then wipe out 4 certifieds at the same time. That's what you're going to have to do. Not saying it can't be done. It can't be done, but like I said, it takes time. Nothing you can do overnight. Once you learn, you've mastered it, and you figured out how it all works, then pretty much comes together quite nicely. And one of the things I tell people you have to have most of all, and a lot of people don't want to be dealing with it, but you're going to have God at your corner. You're going to have to. I tell you, one of the most interesting things, I think the funniest things I've ever heard in my entire life, and people are like, what is the most, I get trolls sometimes. I say, what's the most dumbest thing you ever heard from a troll? Dumbest thing I've ever heard from a troll is when someone said that I had the ability to manipulate real time. I said this before in a couple of conversations. Real time. This is a live demonstration. All this is real. We're watching this in all real time. So think about it. If I had the equipment, imagine the equipment, how much would that cost for the equipment? Think about it. To be able to manipulate real time. So this is all real time right now. And they're saying I'm using camera tricks or I'm using some special effects or whatever. Wow, my cell phone must be worth a lot of money. I'm pretty sure most people have what I got, the Galaxy Note 10. That's what I'm using right now. So anybody else have that phone, have that capability? I'd like to know where that option's at, because I don't have it on my phone. And think about it. If people had the ability to be able to manipulate real time. Oh, by the way, I have videos. I have made 3 videos. And these videos we made videos where we put a camera behind a camera. We did both of them in real time. So that way you can watch me change my camera settings on my other phone while the other phone was recording it in real time. We made those particular videos especially for the particular individuals who make that comment. We send that personally to you. But if they had such a capability of technology, think about it. The news media could drive the ratings to the roof, because then you can add things into a real-time display. Like, I don't know, you can put in something like where they would say one person fell from a fire escape, and you could have it where 20 people did, because you could pretty much manipulate real time and add those extra figures in there to make it look like it was something more than it wasn't. There you go. That shows you how dumb that question is, literally. Well, not question, I would say. Yeah, probably not a question. It would be pretty much like a reply. Yeah. You think that if I had the ability to manipulate time, that I would be here sitting here doing this? Wouldn't that give me a superpower right there? Wouldn't that give me the ability to be able to do other things besides sit here in the house and make YouTube videos on screen paint? If I had the ability to be able to manipulate real time, are you kidding me? Oh yeah, the world would be a different place, a much different place if I had that capability. And you would have to be very, very, you would have, at the end of the day, you would have to thank the Lord that I'm a God-fearing man, because if I wasn't and I had that capability, boy, my trolls would be in a lot of trouble right now. You'd be in a lot of trouble. There's no place you could run if I can manipulate time. Where could you go? Yeah. Man, we talk about these. I have forum sites that I had. You have to be members only to get it. And we had these conversations. The guys were like, someone actually literally said that to you? I was like, yeah. Someone actually said that to me. I had the ability to manipulate time in a live demonstration. Like, wow. Like, yep. They try. It's like watching somebody trying to stab somebody in the dark. They try. At least they make the effort. But let's go on with this right here. All right. So we did white levels, we did color, all that. You know what I mean? We try to be fair, because like I said, this screen has contrast shifting technology. So I try to bring, LG Beta Fish. That's another one.
Getting that from YouTube.
So we pick everything. Pick contrast levels, white levels, colors, stuff like that. But yeah, that's some of the dumb stuff people have asked me. You know what I mean? I don't like to call anybody stupid. I don't like to call people idiots. But come on, at the end of the day, you got to mark that one off at the top one. That's at the top of the chart. No, I do not have godlike abilities or demigod powers to be able to do that. No, this is all real time. This is all God's technology. This is why the reason why you can see it, this is what comes from two things in life: hard work and faith. This is what you get when you do that. Faith in God and hard work. This is what you get. Some people can't accept that. They can't accept it. Or it's not possible. No, your words are not, but mine is. God, all things are possible. So that's why I can come here and do this. So next week, we're going to start working on our Christian screen paint. We're going to be developing a screen paint dedicated for churches. I'm talking to a fellow right now that's in the church, and we're going to work together on bringing out a better product for churches so they can have a more advanced, better, affordable screen. You know what I mean? So they can spread the word of the Lord. What better place? What better purpose? What better purpose? So if I had an option to be able to develop screen paints, I would definitely go with developing technology for the church. Now, if my package gets here today, we're going to be doing a demonstration today when we're talking about how to use advanced tracking to track your packages. Because I had literally just learned how to use it to track a package. I think it's coming from the UK. It's a game I wanted for my birthday. Got here a little late, but like I said, you know, with COVID and everything, you're going to have a problem with sometimes things are going to go into snail mail, and some person they might get snagged. And this will show you a way how to be to track down your packages. You know what I mean? No matter where, even if the tracking number comes up and not showing anything, you can still track it down. How to get those detailed reports coming to your email account. You don't know how to do it. All right. So at the end of the day, we all know, I know we're in this video over time, but yeah, you're not picking up color. That's not coming up. The contrast is definitely not going to come up. Sony 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's bring up another. Oh, here we go.
This is what freedom sounds like. And this
Now, if I had enough room, I would have put in contrast and color, but didn't have enough room to put in both because it's supposed to be contrast and color.
30 days of open road freshness for Breeze car.
Now, before I start this one, I want to bring in the blacker screen too, the darker screen. Oh man, I think today I'm going to shave today because I need to shave. I haven't shaved for the last 5 days, man, and I am caveman in it right now. But I gotta shave. I gotta shave. I shave this week. I'm just always so busy. So I love doing this one. This is one of my favorite demonstrations to do. I love bringing in the black screen, putting that up against the contrast shifting. Oh man, I can't wait to paint that screen right in half with one and the other. All right, so this right here is a darker technology we're working on right now. We don't even know when this is going to launch yet, but this is a darker technology than the Phoenix right there. So here we have, we're going to call it a professional black. I think I like the professional black. The performance black is good, but I think I'm going to take it with the professional black. So we're going to call that the professional black. I think we might call it an ambient light advance. I think that's what we're going to work with. That's what God's telling me. I think that's what I'm going to work with. So right here, I'm showing you, this is the black screen. This is a dark black screen. And then over here, we have the the dark advanced ambient light projection technology. And we'll put those two side by side. What do we have going on back here? I need this. All right. And this is just, again, proving you at the end of the day where dark technology is the future. It is the future. Now, I can't say, well, for us, it's the future. I can't really say for people who develop gunmetal screens. Gunmetal screens, on the other hand, like I said, we tested them before. Our screens do pull higher color and contrast in their screens. The screens do pull really good white levels and all. But nothing's going to darken our products. All right, so I'm going to go from here with this contrast level. Keep in mind, on this side, we have our dark advanced ambient light rejection. On this side, it has color. The two perks that this technology has embedded into it. It has contrast shifting technology, be the blacker levels. It also too has the enhanced color. We put in gamer screen paints to make them produce higher bright colors. This technology, on the other hand, is jet black. It's going to produce amazing contrast levels, but it has a white level enhancement to make it bring the screen to a higher white level. It also too has the and color enhancement also embedded in that one too also. We'll go back to the beginning and begin, and in the middle we have the two silver and white. As I said before, these are screens that should be obsolete. Like I said, you're not going to be able to pull color, and they're not going to be able to pull contrast. Sorry about that. I like to see how this screen's contrast shifting. It's not going to be equal to a black screen, keep in mind, but its shifting technology is actually extremely good to go side by side with one of our darkest screens. And in between, you can see the other two screens are just not picking up anything at all. My projector, again, 720p with a, I think, 4,000 to 1 contrast ratio. These are the campaigns we're going to be pushing. I'll tell you that, yeah, at the end of the day, gray screens, yeah, they just, without our technology, it's not worth the money. Not even worth the time. And any screen we make, like if we make a dark silver screen, we can put contrast shifting technology into it, and we can make it, give it the ability to pull contrast level. No one has that technology but us. We're the only ones who have it.
What we were talking about is my lab's reputation. It's really smart.
What do we do now? Follow the evidence.
Experience the Lent excellence by the Lent Master Chocolatier.
That's what we're going to do. Once we get that showroom open, we're going to have this set up. We can have a gray screen, everyday gray screen, everyday white screen, everyday silver screen next to our technology, and we'll let people go into a kiosk and vote which screen do they feel looks better. Mind you, these are two different formulas. That's the dark, that's the black that we have right here. We're going to call it the professional now. So the professional black, that's a professional black, and that right there is the dark advanced ambient light gamer cinema. Gamer cinemas are gray. This is black. This has shifting technology that allows it to be to produce heavier contrast levels, better color. And this one has, black screen has the ability to produce better color and higher white levels, because it has that enhancement technology embedded into it. And meanwhile, the other two screens have nothing and are producing nothing. Yes, at the end of the day, your screen's colorblind if you have one of those. Color red.
Getting that from you.
Oh, Thursday, my lamp gets here. I gotta change the lamp. color red. I gotta look up color red. It keeps coming up. What's it called? Color red. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
See? This is what happens when we drop that gamer code into the screens. They produce insanely bright colors. The black screen is expected to pull a higher red. But next to this new technology we have here, it actually does quite well. And the other two screens in the middle, trying to pick it up nothing. So our slow change out, and we're done. The reason why we pull this back, because this is where you're supposed to be at. Anytime you're watching the screen change color, you're supposed to be back at a distance. You're not supposed to be sitting right up on top of the screen. Nobody in their right mind. Again, it's not going to be sitting that close to a screen to begin with. As a matter of fact, we can go a little farther back than that. You can't see the difference between the screens at this distance, then there's going to be a problem there. You even got some people that'll tell you they make great products that'll sit there and say, well, my screen's equal to a white screen. No, it's not. That's another lie. There is no screen equal to a white screen except for a white screen. And we'll be doing that demonstration today also too. We can, the other demonstration is going to be short. We can do them both in back and back, no problem. Yeah, we'll do both of them. We have a white screen. We have a 2.0 white screen downstairs. We'll do that demonstration. We'll take several gray screens. We'll put up against you. Every last one of the gray screens will not pull a bone white level next to that white screen. And the white screens will do it, yeah, but none of the other gray screens can do it. So that's another lie right there. Let me straighten it up a bit. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is what I find impressive. That's the gray screen right there with the shifting technology. So when I go into forum sites, and like I said, we get a few naysayers in our forum site. We don't mind. You know what I mean? And they'll say, oh, it's impossible. No, it's not. You're looking at it right there. That screen right there is actually gray. But it has a technology that allows it to read black light. Look at this. That screen's black. What's going on with these right here? Panasonic 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
So let me get the shifting technology. Gray screen is picking up a contrast level. They both have gamer technology embedded into them. This one's contrast levels are going to be slightly higher, but this one actually, like I said, side by side with that shifting technology embedded into it, can pick up a contrast level to mimic the other screen. Now, if we have that technology to allow gray screens to mimic contrast levels, and we did it with the lighter screen we ever did that with was the silver. We did it with the silver because in the demonstrations for the silvers, we did all black levels on that. We tested that against gunmetal screens to see where the contrast levels would pull up. So that means any gray screen we can get our hands on, we can recode that and make that, give that the ability to see contrast. So if I take a UV mix and I stick that downstairs on that Phoenix we got downstairs, which remind you is not darker than this thing right here. The UV can't even match the Phoenix's contrast capabilities because we can't pull a star field demonstration black enough to match that screen. And a Phoenix can pull a white level on skin tones that the UV mix can't because it turns dark. It can't read white light. But if you feel that I'm just talking trash, and I can't back it up, you know me, I back up everything that I do. We'll do it today. Again. After we did it the first time. No, like I said, this is all up to me. Matter of fact, LG Beta Fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
I could not imagine having LG Beta Fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
106-inch screen sitting behind there is not a cheap screen. It's not a cheap white screen. This screen's run like $400 for those screens. About $480, and that's a 106. If I painted that stuff with any of this stuff right here, and I got a 4,000 lumen projector sitting behind me, and this is what I'm picking up, yeah, I'd have been kind of ticked off. That's what I mean by at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong. Unless your projector's a knockoff, then it's your projector. But at the end of the day, it comes down to your screen. We're going to make this thing, we're done. Anytime I see these demonstrations, always dark environment, anytime they show contrast demonstrations. Background's supposed to be black at all times, no LEDs. Reds aren't coming up correctly. Let's go straight to the ending. Because nothing's going to pick up. Literally nothing is going to pick up. Doesn't make a difference. Whatever I put up here, it's not going to pick up. What I like about this demonstration, I get a chance to see the dark technology we're working on, produce this white enhancement technology, produce this nice bright white levels. Then I get a chance to see the color, then we put that enhancement that make the screen pop higher. Then over here, which I'm most impressed, is looking at this dark gamer cinema produce contrast levels. Look at the contrast levels that's going back and forth with this screen right here. These in the middle is just showing you basically why these are considered to be outdated screens. Outdated, outdated, outdated. If I can't get this to pick up on my projector, I couldn't imagine some of you with some of these amazing projectors that you have in your home. And you guys are calling me up saying, hey, look, screen's washing out, can't see the color correctly, I don't want to calibrate, I don't want to be in a dark environment. Yeah, that's what I hear from people who are using these particular screens. There's your reality right there. You got any one of these screens sitting in your house, this color, this shade? That's what you're getting. pulls up brighter white levels, Ken. Yeah. LG, snowboarding demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yeah, it pulls up brighter white levels, right? Ours do too. Ours can pull up white levels too. And pull up better color and better contrast. Doesn't require to be calibrated. Doesn't have to use special screens for special ultra short dose setups. That's what ours do. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Can't see red. Colors are not popping up. They can produce, like I said, they work like white screens. They can produce the white level. All white screens can produce the white level. Just can't see color, can't see contrast. And, you know, I'm not even paying attention to this right here. This is what's impressing me. This is what's impressing me. Look at the white levels on the black screen right here. This is a jet black. This is blacker than a phoenix. And look at the white levels that are pulling up on that jet black screen. In the day, it doesn't make a difference. If your screens can pull up a white level, you can't see color at the end of the day. Look at the contrast levels there. This is what blows me away, the contrast levels. This is beautiful. Yeah, so that kind of defeats the purpose right there, because I get that all the time. It's like, well, you know, darker screens, they can't pull bright enough colors. Yeah, I don't know what world you live in, buddy, but guess what? We're not like everybody else. I mean, our technology is different. We can pull your white levels, your colors, and all that stuff. The only problem is you can't follow us. That's the problem. You can't pick up our colors or our contrast. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
See? That's why you're going to be in there calibrating your brains out. Trying to figure exactly why your color is not coming up correctly. Yeah, that screen's not black. It's funny when we display it, people think it's a black screen. That's not black. That's black. It just has shifting technology that allows it to be able to look like it's black. Pretty cool, ain't it? So God's amazing. At the end of the day, I tell you, all my technology, everything we develop, everything we make comes from my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And it's the reason why I said the two things you need in this business is you need faith in God. Showing that the screen is silver. This was a silver screen we had up there. Silver. You need faith in God, and you got to put in the hard work. Some people don't want to put the hard work in, and they don't have faith in God at all, period, at the end of the day. And this is the reason why I can sit there and easily say at the end of the day, hey, look, when I talk to a customer, my screen beat 18 certifies. I can say that. And then not only say it, go in and go through my archives and show you the demonstrations to back it up. If we're talking right now and I said, hey, guess what? I can show you a demonstration of a 180-inch screen outside at 6:57 in the afternoon watching Star Wars. I can show it to you. Demonstrations on screens taking direct sunlight and all that other stuff like that. Yeah, I can show it to you. It comes from having faith in God. It comes in hard work. That's why we can do this. Like I said, I realized many years back that when I was doing gray screen paints, I had people up there thinking that, oh, well, all Ken does is develop dark products. Oh, you really believe that, don't you? Then I went back and showed them demonstrations under a company under digital and crystal screen paint where I was developing light gray screen paints. But you thought the only technology I did was dark, right? Oh, no. I was developing that product many years ago before any of you even knew who I was. Now, some of you follow me that know me back from digital and crystal screen paint, you would know me. But you new trolls that come on here and you talk all this trash about dark products, this and that, I was developing the very same screen paint you have sitting on your wall 9 years ago, before you even knew who I even was. Think about that one. Just let that marinate for a minute. So this is the reason why I'm an expert in the field, because I know everything there is about your screen. I know how it's going to react. I know how how projectors are going to have issues with it. I know everything about your product. Everything you say that your product can do, I know it can't do, because I was developing your product before you even knew I ever existed. Yeah. Got the demonstrations in timestamp of me painting these screens on. In the beta testers. Yeah, of the product. So that's how I know that these gray screens are old, 8 and 9 years old. Because anytime you go into, like I said, Elite Screens, if you check them out, they got their white screens. They've got the Cinema Gray, which is a kind of a gray screen, probably like the same color as like that, but the same color as that. And then they have the Gray Cinema 5D, which is an upgrade model version of that one. It's a little bit more darker. Then they have the Cinema Gray 5D. And then, if you have the money, they have the Dark Star 9, which is a dark gunmetal screen. Because even they know the more advanced screens are dark. Go to any forum site you want to, do your research, go to AVS forum and say, hey, look, let me ask you a question. I wonder which is better to have for my 4K projector, a gray screen or a dark screen. They're going to tell you to get the dark screen. Because it's not the case. A Dark Star 9 would cost you around $800, and a Cinema Gray would cost you around $3,000. And that's not so. Check out Black Diamond, for instance. All Black Diamond screens are dark. Yep. So you have a product that's 8 and 9 years old, and nope, your screen's colorblind, can't see color, and you're going to say the color looks perfectly fine to me. It doesn't. All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to be probably later on. Yeah, we're definitely going to be in the basement today. If we get a good day today, I get the chance to get the 135-inch Phoenix. I haven't had a chance to play on that screen outside in a while, so I might be out there today too. But also too, we're going to be downstairs doing some demonstrations on darker mixes versus the Phoenix white levels only. We're going to be doing that demonstration. I'm also going to be doing some more demonstrations also too on basically those you have dedicated theater room setups and you have those white and silver screens installed into your setup and you're thinking all that white light is not basically affecting you or it's not basically splashing around in the environment. Yeah, we're going to have Mr. Mannequin for that one. Mr. Mannequin is going to show you where all that harmful light is going to be splashing right back in your face, and it's just going to be just illuminating your environment. All right. So that being said, thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless. Mr. Mannequin. That's Mr. Mannequin.